Your future partner lives at this secret address. Don't scroll, listen to this, because the moment your eyes touched these words something inside you paused, and that pause is not random. This message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, so take a breath and stay with me, because what I'm about to say isn't about a place you can search on a map, it's about a location the universe has been guiding you toward quietly, patiently, intentionally, and listen to this, don't scroll. Your future partner lives at a secret address that only opens when your spirit is ready to arrive, not when your mind is impatient, not when your heart is tired, but when alignment clicks into place. This address isn't written in numbers and street names, it's written in healing, growth, timing, and recognition, and your heart needs this right now because you've been wondering why love hasn't landed yet, why it felt close but not quite here, why you've had near misses and almosts, and listen to this, don't scroll, those weren't mistakes, they were detours designed to lead you closer to where your future partner actually lives. You may have noticed signs increasing lately, angel numbers popping up when you least expect them, 1111 when you're thinking about love or commitment, 222 when you're wondering if partnership is really meant for you, 444 when you're feeling uncertain and need reassurance, and your heart needs this right now because those numbers are coordinates, not coincidences, the universe gently saying, you're on the right route, keep going. Listen to this, don't scroll, your future partner lives at the address where emotional availability meets readiness, where consistency meets intention, where peace meets passion, and the reason you haven't arrived yet is because the universe has been renovating both sides of the door, yours and theirs, removing old patterns, clearing out emotional clutter, and teaching both of you lessons that couldn't be skipped. This message is for you because you've been feeling a shift, maybe subtle, maybe intense, moments where you feel calmer about love than you used to, moments where you're no longer willing to chase or prove or explain yourself, and your heart needs this right now because that shift means you're getting closer to the address, not farther from it. Listen to this, don't scroll, your future partner is not hiding from you, they're becoming capable of meeting you, and right now they're learning how to communicate, how to show up, how to choose instead of hesitate, just like you've been learning how to set boundaries, trust your intuition, and choose peace over chaos. You may feel like you're walking alone right now, but listen to this, don't scroll, you are not walking aimlessly, you're walking toward alignment, and alignment always feels quiet before it feels obvious. Your heart needs this right now because the universe has been redirecting you through disappointment, through endings that hurt, through delays that felt unfair, but every redirection moved you closer to the address where real love lives. Listen to this, the secret address is not tied to a city or a timeline, it's tied to a state of being, and the moment you stopped accepting mixed signals, the moment you chose self-respect over temporary comfort, the moment you said, I deserve clarity, you stepped closer to that door. Don't scroll, because before you arrive there fully, you'll notice changes inside yourself, you'll crave simplicity over drama, honesty over excitement, depth over surface, and your heart needs this right now because those cravings are GPS signals guiding you home. Listen to this, your future partner will recognize you instantly, not because of fireworks or chaos, but because something in them will settle when they're near you, like finding the right address after a long drive, and don't scroll, because you'll feel it too, a sense of familiarity, like you've been here before in some way you can't explain. This message is for you because the universe has been testing your patience, not to break you, but to refine you, to make sure that when you arrive at this address you don't mistake it for something temporary or overlook it because it feels calm. Listen to this, don't scroll. Calm is not boring, calm is safe, calm is what love feels like when it's meant to stay. You may have had moments where you almost crossed paths already, a missed message, a delayed plan, a conversation that didn't happen, and your heart needs this right now because those moments weren't lost opportunities, they were divine timing adjusting the route so that when you finally meet, neither of you is carrying baggage that would block the connection. Listen to this, your future partner lives at the address where effort is mutual, where communication is clear, where love doesn't have to be begged for, and don't scroll, because the universe knows you've outgrown the version of love that kept you guessing. This message is for you because you're closer than you think, even if you can't see it yet, even if your circumstances look the same. Alignment happens internally before it shows up externally. Listen to this, don't scroll. The secret address becomes visible the moment you stop forcing outcomes and start trusting timing, the moment you choose wholeness over urgency, and your heart needs this right now because trusting doesn't mean waiting in pain, it means living fully while the universe finishes arranging what you can't control. You might feel moments of emotional release lately, old memories surfacing, old attachments loosening, and don't scroll, because that's you unpacking before you move, leaving behind what can't follow you to the next place. Listen to this, your future partner lives at the address where love feels like relief, where you can breathe, where your nervous system finally rests. And your heart needs this right now because you were never meant to feel anxious about being loved. Don't scroll, because this is only the beginning of the message. The universe is revealing this in layers, and part 1 is simply this truth sinking in. You're not lost, you're not late, and you're not forgotten, you're en route, and every sign, every delay, every shift inside you is guiding you closer to that secret address where your future partner is already becoming ready to open the door. Don't scroll, stay right here. Because if you're still listening it means your spirit is leaning forward, and this message is for you. Your heart needs this right now, so take a breath and let the noise drop, because what I'm about to say is the deeper layer, the part the universe only reveals when you're ready to hear it. Listen to this, don't scroll, the secret address you're moving toward isn't static, it's alive, it shifts as you shift, and lately you've been changing in ways you may not have fully noticed yet, becoming quieter inside, less reactive, more intentional, and your heart needs this right now because that inner stillness is the signal that alignment is locking in. You may have felt moments where the urgency to find love faded and was replaced with a calm certainty that it's finding you, and listen to this, don't scroll, that certainty is not wishful thinking. It's your intuition recognizing the route has already been mapped. The universe has been clearing the road ahead, removing detours disguised as temptation, slowing you down just enough so timing can synchronize, and your heart needs this right now because real love doesn't arrive in panic, it arrives in peace. Listen to this, you might be seeing patterns repeating lately, not just numbers but themes, conversations about commitment, stability, home, future, popping up in unexpected places, and don't scroll, because those are echoes of what's coming closer, not reminders of what's missing. Angel numbers may be showing up in waves, 3:33 when you're thinking about growth, 6 hours 66 minutes when you're reflecting on balance, 8:08 when you're imagining building something lasting, and your heart needs this right now because these aren't random sightings, they're mile markers, gentle confirmations that you're moving in the right direction. Listen to this, don't scroll, your future partner is also feeling this pull, even if they can't name it yet, even if they're not consciously thinking about you, their life is being rearranged too, schedules shifting, priorities changing, old attachments losing their grip, because the universe doesn't just bring two people together, it prepares the space around them. You may have had moments where you felt oddly emotional for no clear reason, waves of nostalgia or release, and your heart needs this right now because those moments are you shedding what can't cross the threshold with you, the last bits of doubt, resentment, or fear that don't belong at the address you're headed to. Listen to this, don't scroll. The secret address becomes visible when you stop trying to predict the outcome and start trusting the process, and lately you've been doing that more than you realize, choosing rest instead of overthinking, choosing honesty instead of people-pleasing, choosing yourself without guilt, and your heart needs this right now because those choices are acts of alignment. The universe responds quickly when you stop negotiating your worth, and don't scroll, because that's why things may feel like they're speeding up now, even if nothing has physically changed yet. Listen to this, you may feel drawn to simplify your life, declutter your space, clean out your phone, let go of routines or relationships that feel heavy, and your heart needs this right now because simplification is preparation. It's you making room for something that needs space to breathe. Your future partner lives at an address built on clarity, not chaos, and clarity can't coexist with clutter. Don't scroll, because when you're closer than ever, the universe often tests your discernment, presenting familiar distractions to see if you'll reach backward or stay aligned forward. And listen to this, choosing not to engage is not missing out, it's passing the test. Your heart needs this right now because every time you honor your intuition, you step closer to the door. Listen to this, don't scroll. There may be moments when impatience creeps in, when you wonder why it hasn't happened yet, and your heart needs this right now because impatience doesn't mean you're off track, it means you care, and caring deeply is not a flaw. The universe isn't ignoring your desire, it's protecting it, making sure it lands in hands that can hold it gently. Listen to this, your future partner is not arriving to fill a void, they're arriving to meet you where you're already whole, and that's why the timing matters so much, because love built on wholeness doesn't collapse under pressure. Don't scroll, because when you finally reach that address, it won't feel like a dramatic reveal, it will feel like recognition, like pulling into a driveway you've seen in dreams, and your heart needs this right now because recognition is quieter than fantasy but far more powerful. You may even question it at first, wondering why it feels so calm, and listen to this, calm is the sign you've been asking for, it's your nervous system saying, you're safe here. Don't scroll, because the universe has been teaching you the difference between excitement and alignment, between intensity and intimacy, and your heart needs this right now because alignment doesn't shout, it settles. Listen to this, there will be confirmations when you're close, conversations lining up effortlessly, timing working in your favor, plans unfolding without force, and don't scroll. Because those are the breadcrumbs the universe leaves when something is meant to last. Your future partner lives at the address where effort is mutual, where communication flows, where silence doesn't feel threatening, and your heart needs this right now because you've outgrown love that keeps you guessing. Listen to this, the closer you get, the more you'll notice your own confidence stabilizing, your self-trust strengthening, your need for reassurance fading, and don't scroll, because that internal shift is the clearest sign of alignment. You're no longer waiting for someone to choose you, you're aligning with someone who already will. Listen to this, there may be moments where you feel guided to pause, to not rush into decisions, to let things unfold naturally, and your heart needs this right now because patience at this stage isn't delay, it's precision. The universe fine-tunes timing when the destination matters. Don't scroll, because your future partner is closer than your mind can calculate, not in distance but in readiness, and readiness is what opens doors. Listen to this, if you've felt a subtle excitement beneath the calm, like something good is approaching but you can't quite see it yet, That's your intuition reading the signs before your eyes do. Your heart needs this right now because intuition always arrives before evidence. Don't scroll, because part 2 of this message is simply this truth settling deeper. The secret address isn't hidden from you, it's being revealed gradually as you become the version of yourself who can recognize it without fear, without doubt, without hesitation, and every breath you take in trust moves you closer to that door. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because if you've reached this part it means your spirit is still tuned in, and this message is for you. Your heart needs this right now, so take a slow breath and let the noise fade, because what I'm about to share is the layer the universe reveals only when you're ready to trust what you can't yet see. Listen to this, don't scroll. The closer you get to that secret address, the quieter your life may start to feel on the surface, not because nothing is happening, but because alignment doesn't announce itself with chaos, it settles in like certainty, and lately you may have noticed that your reactions are slower, your choices are clearer, your tolerance for emotional confusion is almost gone. And your heart needs this right now because that's not you losing passion, that's you gaining discernment. Listen to this. You might feel moments where you suddenly know what you won't accept anymore without needing to explain it to anyone, and don't scroll, because that knowing is the compass recalibrating, pointing you away from detours and straight toward what's meant to last. The universe has been teaching you how to listen to yourself again, not the noise, not the opinions, not the pressure, but that quiet inner voice that says, "This feels right," or "This doesn't," and your heart needs this right now because that voice is the key that unlocks the door at that secret address. Listen to this, don't scroll. There may be days when you feel a gentle pull to slow down, to cancel plans, to rest, to reflect, and your heart needs this right now because slowing down is not falling behind, it's allowing timing to synchronize. It's giving space for paths to cross naturally instead of colliding too early. You might notice that old patterns try to resurface right when you're closest, people from the past reaching out, familiar dynamics offering comfort, and don't scroll, because this is important. Those moments are tests of alignment, invitations to choose growth over familiarity, and every time you choose not to go backward, you step closer to the address you're meant to arrive at. Listen to this, the universe isn't punishing you with waiting, it's protecting you from arriving before both hearts can recognize each other without fear, without projection, without unfinished business clouding the connection, and your heart needs this right now because sacred things require readiness, not urgency. Don't scroll, because you may be seeing angel numbers in sequences that feel intentional. Like 123 when you're thinking about new beginnings, 3:21 when you're releasing something old, 7:17 when you're questioning faith, and your heart needs this right now because those numbers are reminders that movement is happening in stages, step by step, not all at once. Listen to this. Your future partner is also feeling these stages internally, even if they don't recognize them as signs. They may feel restless in old routines, uninterested in connections that once felt fine, drawn toward growth without knowing why, and your heart needs this right now because the universe prepares both sides of the door simultaneously. Don't scroll, because when you're truly close, you'll notice a shift in how you imagine love. It will stop feeling like something you chase and start feeling like something that meets you. And listen to this, that shift is subtle but powerful. It's the moment hope transforms into trust. You may feel an unexpected sense of peace when you think about the future now, not excitement mixed with anxiety, but a grounded anticipation. And your heart needs this right now because peace is the clearest sign that alignment is near. Listen to this, the secret address doesn't open through force, it opens through resonance, and resonance happens when your inner world matches what you're calling in, and lately you've been doing the inner work without even realizing it, choosing honesty in conversations, choosing rest when your body asks for it, choosing yourself when it would have been easier to settle, and don't scroll, because those choices matter more than you think. You may notice that you're less impressed by surface-level attraction and more drawn to depth, integrity, emotional availability, and your heart needs this right now because that shift is preparing you to recognize the right person without confusion. Listen to this: when you're very close, there will be moments that feel almost symbolic, like hearing the same message from different people, or seeing reminders of home, partnership, or stability everywhere you turn, and don't scroll, because those symbols are the universe rehearsing the reality before it arrives. Your future partner lives at an address built on shared values, mutual respect, and emotional presence, not on adrenaline or uncertainty, and your heart needs this right now because you've outgrown love that keeps you guessing. Listen to this: you may have moments where doubt tries to creep in, whispering that maybe you imagine the signs, maybe you're reading too much into things, and don't scroll, because doubt doesn't erase alignment, it simply shows you're standing at the edge of something new. Your heart needs this right now because courage often arrives disguised as calm, not confidence, and you don't need to feel fearless to move forward, you just need to stay open. Listen to this: the universe has been teaching you patience without stagnation, how to live fully now without gripping the future too tightly, and that balance is what allows the right timing to land smoothly. Don't scroll, because when the moment comes, it won't feel like a dramatic announcement, it will feel like a quiet recognition, like, oh, this is it, and your heart needs this right now because recognition doesn't demand proof, it settles in your body first. You might feel it as a relaxed breath, a softened chest, a sense of familiarity you can't explain, and listen to this: that's how alignment speaks. Don't scroll, because the closer you get, the less you'll feel the need to seek reassurance from signs, not because they stop appearing, but because trust starts replacing the need to check. Your heart needs this right now because trust is built internally before it's reflected externally. Listen to this: the universe has been aligning circumstances, timing, and emotional readiness in layers, and every layer you move through brings you closer to that address, even if you can't yet see the house, the door, or the moment you'll arrive. Don't scroll, because your role right now isn't to search harder, it's to stay aligned, to listen, to choose peace over panic. And your heart needs this right now because alignment doesn't ask for effort, it asks for honesty. Listen to this: if you've felt a quiet excitement beneath the calm, like something good is approaching without urgency, that's your intuition reading the signs before your eyes do. And don't scroll, because intuition always arrives before evidence. Your future partner is not far in spirit, even if distance or timing still separates you physically, and your heart needs this right now because readiness closes gaps faster than effort ever could. Listen to this: as you move through this phase, you'll notice how little you feel the need to chase outcomes, how present you feel in your own life, how grounded your days become. And don't scroll, because presence is the final key. The universe doesn't rush sacred meetings, it aligns them, and alignment happens when you're fully here, fully yourself, fully trusting the process. And if something in you feels steadier reading this, if your breath feels deeper, if your chest feels lighter, that's your confirmation that this message found you at the right moment, because part 3 is simply this truth landing gently. You're closer than you think, not because time moved faster, but because you did. Don't scroll, stay right here, because if you're hearing this now it means your spirit is still listening, still open, and this message is for you. Your heart needs this right now, so take a slow breath and let your body soften, because what the universe is revealing in this part is subtle but powerful, the kind of truth that doesn't shout but settles deep inside you. Listen to this, don't scroll. The closer you get to that secret address, the more your inner world begins to reorganize itself, almost without effort. You might notice you're sleeping differently, dreaming more vividly, or waking up with a sense of clarity you didn't have before, and your heart needs this right now because those shifts are signs of integration, your soul aligning with what it's calling in. Listen to this. You may feel less interested in explaining yourself to people who don't understand you, less willing to chase conversations that don't nourish you, and don't scroll, because that's not isolation, that's refinement. It's you becoming more selective with your energy because your spirit knows something meaningful is approaching. The universe often quiets distractions before opening important doors, and your heart needs this right now because quiet doesn't mean nothing is happening, it means everything important is happening beneath the surface. Listen to this, don't scroll. There may be moments when you feel a strange pull toward familiarity, memories of past connections surfacing, not to pull you backward but to show you how far you've come, and your heart needs this right now because reflection is how the soul closes loops gently, without drama. You're not being asked to relive the past, you're being shown that it no longer has power over you, and that freedom is what allows you to arrive at the address you're meant to reach without carrying extra weight. Listen to this, the universe has been teaching you the difference between attraction and alignment, between wanting something intensely and being ready to hold it steadily, and your heart needs this right now because alignment feels calmer than desire, but it runs deeper and lasts longer. Don't scroll, because when alignment is close, the mind often tries to create urgency, asking when and how, but listen to this. Urgency is not intuition, peace is. Your heart needs this right now because peace doesn't rush you, it anchors you. You may be seeing angel numbers that feel less frequent but more precise now, like 1010 when you're thinking about new chapters, 1221 when you're reflecting on balance, 818 when you're imagining building something lasting, and don't scroll, because those numbers are confirmations, not prompts to hurry. Listen to this, the universe isn't asking you to wait passively, it's asking you to live fully while staying aligned, to enjoy your days without gripping the future too tightly, and your heart needs this right now because joy doesn't delay love, it attracts it. The person you're moving toward is also going through a narrowing, shedding distractions, simplifying their life, becoming clearer about what they want and what they will no longer accept, and don't scroll. Because alignment happens when both paths clear simultaneously, even if the timing feels off from where you're standing. Listen to this, there may be moments now where you feel guided to say no to things that once excited you, or to rest instead of push, and your heart needs this right now because discernment often looks like stillness. The universe protects sacred meetings by slowing everything else down. Don't scroll, because when you're close, the tests become quieter but more personal, choices that ask you to honor your boundaries even when no one is watching, and listen to this, every time you choose yourself with integrity, you confirm you're ready for partnership without losing yourself. Your heart needs this right now because love meant to last doesn't arrive to save you from loneliness, it arrives to walk beside you in wholeness. Listen to this, you may notice you're less drawn to fantasy versions of love and more interested in what feels real, supportive, and consistent, and don't scroll, because that shift is crucial, it means your expectations are aligning with what can actually sustain a future. The universe doesn't deliver what looks good on the surface, it delivers what can hold you when life is ordinary. Listen to this. There will be moments when doubt whispers that maybe you're reading too much into things, that maybe the signs don't mean anything, and your heart needs this right now because doubt is a natural response to unfamiliar peace. You've been conditioned to associate intensity with meaning, and now your nervous system is learning a new language. Don't scroll, because learning that language takes patience, not proof. Listen to this. As you get closer, you may feel a growing trust in yourself, not necessarily in the outcome, but in your ability to recognize what's right for you, and your heart needs this right now because self-trust is the key that opens the door. The universe aligns you with people who match your level of self-respect, not your level of longing. Don't scroll, because when the moment finally comes, you won't feel rushed to define it, label it, or secure it. You'll feel grounded enough to let it unfold naturally. And listen to this, that groundedness is the sign you've arrived at the right place. Your future partner lives at an address built on mutual effort, shared values, emotional presence, and respect, and your heart needs this right now because you've already outgrown anything less. Listen to this. You may feel moments of gratitude rising unexpectedly, gratitude for lessons learned, for paths that didn't work out, for versions of yourself that tried their best with what they knew at the time. And don't scroll, because gratitude clears the final obstacles. The universe responds to appreciation by opening doors wider. Listen to this. As you move through this phase, your life may feel simpler, not emptier, but more intentional, and your heart needs this right now because simplicity creates space for depth. Depth is where real connection grows. Don't scroll, because even though you can't see the full picture yet, pieces are already moving into place, conversations are being set up, timing is being adjusted, and inner readiness is aligning on both sides. Listen to this. Your role right now isn't to search harder or analyze more, it's to stay present, to keep choosing honesty, peace, and self-respect, and your heart needs this right now because alignment is sustained through daily choices, not dramatic moments. Don't scroll, because when you look back at this season later, you'll realize it wasn't empty time, it was sacred preparation, and everything you felt, the calm, the restlessness, the clarity, the release, was guiding you closer step by step. Listen to this. If you feel steadier reading this, if your chest feels lighter or your breath deeper, that's not coincidence, that's resonance, your inner world recognizing truth. Your heart needs this right now because you're not waiting for something to happen to you, you're becoming someone who can meet what's coming with openness instead of fear, and that becoming is what brings the address into view. Don't scroll, stay right here, because if you're hearing this now it means your spirit is still receptive, still open, and this message is for you. Your heart needs this right now, so let your breath slow and let the noise fade, because what the universe is revealing in this part is about confirmation, the kind that doesn't come all at once but settles gently until it feels undeniable. Listen to this. Don't scroll. Lately you may have felt a deeper sense of self-trust emerging, not loud confidence, not forced positivity, but a quiet knowing that you can handle whatever comes next, and your heart needs this right now because that knowing is not accidental, it's the result of everything you've survived, everything you've learned, everything you've chosen not to repeat. The universe has been watching how you respond when no one is guiding you, how you treat yourself in silence, how you honor your boundaries even when it would be easier to compromise them. And listen to this, don't scroll, those moments matter more than any sign you could see on a clock. You may have noticed that your desires around love have become clearer, simpler, more grounded, not about being rescued or completed, but about sharing life with someone who meets you where you are, and your heart needs this right now because clarity is the final preparation before alignment becomes visible. Listen to this, the secret address you've been moving toward isn't just a destination, it's a state of readiness, and you're standing closer to it now than ever before, even if your external life looks unchanged, even if the details haven't revealed themselves yet. Don't scroll, because when you're close, the universe often brings a sense of calm that feels almost suspicious, like you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, and your heart needs this right now because that calm isn't a trap, it's peace arriving early to greet you. Listen to this. You may have moments where you feel grateful for things that once hurt you, not because they were good experiences, but because they taught you discernment, resilience, and self-respect. And don't scroll, because gratitude is one of the clearest signs that you've integrated the lesson instead of carrying the wound. The universe opens doors more easily for hearts that are no longer stuck in resentment or regret. Listen to this. You may feel less attached to timelines now, less consumed by when and how, and your heart needs this right now because releasing the timeline doesn't delay the outcome, it aligns it. Timing is not something you control, it's something you synchronize with. Don't scroll, because your future partner lives at an address where emotional presence is normal, where effort doesn't feel like a negotiation, where communication isn't a puzzle, and your heart needs this right now because you've outgrown relationships that required you to decode meaning instead of receiving it clearly. Listen to this. There may be moments when you sense something shifting just beyond your awareness, like a quiet anticipation without anxiety, and don't scroll, because that feeling is your intuition picking up on alignment before your mind can explain it. Intuition speaks in calm, not in panic. Your heart needs this right now because calm is the language of safety. Listen to this. The universe has been teaching you how to stay present, how to enjoy your days without constantly scanning the horizon for what's missing, and don't scroll, because presence is magnetic, it draws the right people toward you naturally, desperation repels, wholeness attracts. Listen to this. You may notice you're less inclined to fantasize about love and more interested in what feels real, supportive, and sustainable. And your heart needs this right now because fantasy fades under pressure, but reality holds. Don't scroll, because this shift in desire is a signal that you're ready for something that lasts beyond the honeymoon phase, something that can withstand ordinary days, disagreements, and growth. Listen to this. The universe prepares you for real love by teaching you how to sit comfortably with yourself. And lately you may have felt more at ease in your own company, less rushed to fill space, and your heart needs this right now because comfort with self is the foundation of healthy partnership. Don't scroll, because when you're close to the right connection, the universe often brings clarity about what you no longer want, sharper boundaries, quicker recognition of misalignment, and listen to this, those aren't losses, they're protections. Your heart needs this right now because every no you honor clears space for the yes that's aligned. Listen to this. You might feel drawn to simplify your schedule, your space, your emotional commitments, and don't scroll, because simplicity is not withdrawal, it's refinement, it's making sure that when the door opens, you're not too cluttered to step through. The universe doesn't crowd sacred moments. Listen to this. There may be moments when doubt resurfaces, asking if you're imagining things, if the signs mean anything at all, and your heart needs this right now because doubt doesn't negate truth, it just reminds you that you're stepping into unfamiliar peace. You've been conditioned to equate love with tension, and now your system is learning a new rhythm. Don't scroll, because learning that rhythm takes patience, not proof. Listen to this. The secret address becomes clearer not through effort but through alignment, and alignment is sustained by daily choices, choosing honesty, choosing rest, choosing self-respect even when no one is watching. Your heart needs this right now because those choices are building a foundation you can't yet see but will soon stand on. Don't scroll, because when the moment comes, you won't feel the urge to rush or secure or lock it down immediately. You'll feel grounded enough to let it unfold, and listen to this, that groundedness is the sign you've arrived at the right place. Your future partner will recognize you not through grand gestures but through resonance, through shared values, through the ease of being understood without constant explanation, and your heart needs this right now because resonance lasts longer than excitement. Listen to this, you may even feel a subtle confidence growing, not arrogance, but self-assurance, the kind that comes from knowing you'll be okay no matter what. And don't scroll, because that confidence is what allows love to meet you as an equal instead of a lifeline. The universe aligns equals, not saviors and seekers. Listen to this, there will be confirmations along the way, not always in numbers or signs, but in how your body responds, how your chest feels lighter, how your breath deepens, how your thoughts slow, and your heart needs this right now because the body recognizes safety before the mind understands it. Don't scroll, because this phase isn't about arrival yet, it's about readiness solidifying, trust settling in, fear loosening its grip. Listen to this, you're not being tested to see if you can wait longer, you're being prepared to recognize what's right when it appears. Your heart needs this right now because recognition is subtle, and only those who are present can feel it. Don't scroll, because everything you've been experiencing lately, the calm, the clarity, the emotional shedding, the stronger boundaries, they're all pointing in the same direction. Listen to this, the universe doesn't tease, it prepares, and preparation often feels quiet before it feels obvious. If you feel steadier reading this, less anxious, more grounded, that's not coincidence, that's resonance, your inner world aligning with what's coming. Your heart needs this right now because alignment doesn't ask you to chase, it asks you to stay true, and staying true is what brings the address into focus. Don't scroll, stay right here with me, because if you're hearing this now, something inside you already knows this message is meant for you, and your heart needs this right now more than you realize, so take a slow breath and let your shoulders relax, because what the universe is revealing in this part is about arrival energy, the stage where nothing looks dramatic on the outside but everything is locking into place underneath. Listen to this, don't scroll, you may have noticed that lately your reactions feel different. You don't spiral the way you used to, you don't chase answers the same way, you don't feel the same urgency to fix, explain, or hold things together, and your heart needs this right now because that shift means you're no longer operating from fear, you're operating from self-trust. The universe always changes your state before it changes your circumstances, and right now your state is stabilizing, becoming grounded, becoming selective, becoming calm in a way that once felt impossible. Listen to this, don't scroll, you might have felt moments of unexpected peace followed by moments of reflection, almost like your soul is doing a final review, revisiting old lessons, old emotions, not to reopen wounds but to fully integrate them. And your heart needs this right now because integration is what allows you to move forward without carrying the past on your back. You're not being pulled backward, you're closing loops, and closure doesn't always come with conversation, sometimes it comes with understanding. Listen to this, the closer you get to the secret address, the less tolerance you have for emotional noise, mixed signals, or anything that requires you to abandon yourself to stay connected. And don't scroll, because that's not you becoming rigid, that's you becoming clear. Clarity is magnetic, and the universe responds quickly to clarity. Listen to this, you may be noticing angel numbers in quieter ways now, not constant flashes, but precise appearances, like 919 when you're releasing something old, 828 when you're thinking about stability, 141 when you're questioning timing, and your heart needs this right now because these aren't there to excite you, they're there to reassure you. Reassurance replaces urgency when alignment is close. Don't scroll, because the person whose address you're being guided toward is also experiencing the same narrowing, their life simplifying, their priorities sharpening, their tolerance for surface-level connections fading. Even if they don't describe it spiritually, they're feeling it emotionally. Listen to this: the universe doesn't just bring two people together, it brings two states of readiness together. And that readiness can't be rushed. Your heart needs this right now because impatience doesn't mean misalignment, it means your desire is alive, and desire isn't a flaw when it's balanced by trust. Don't scroll, because right now the universe is asking you to practice something subtle but powerful: staying present without gripping the future. You may notice you're enjoying small moments more, feeling gratitude without forcing it, feeling grounded in your body instead of stuck in your head, and your heart needs this right now because presence is the doorway through which aligned love enters. Listen to this: the secret address isn't revealed through searching, it's revealed through resonance, and resonance happens when your inner world matches what you're calling in. Lately you've been choosing honesty over performance, rest over burnout, peace over chaos, and don't scroll, because those choices are reshaping your energetic signature. The universe aligns people whose inner worlds can coexist without friction. Listen to this: there may be moments where you feel an urge to protect your peace more fiercely, to say no without guilt, to step back without explanation, and your heart needs this right now because boundaries aren't barriers, they're filters, and the right person won't struggle to pass through them. Don't scroll, because when you're close, the universe often removes the illusion of scarcity. You stop feeling like you need to hold on to anything that isn't choosing you back, and listen to this: that freedom is the sign you're ready for mutual commitment. You may notice that fantasies about love are being replaced with practical thoughts about partnership, communication, shared values, and your heart needs this right now because sustainability matters more than excitement when it comes to building a life. Listen to this: the person you're being aligned with will feel safe to your nervous system, not because they're perfect, but because they're consistent, present, and emotionally available. And don't scroll, because safety is not boring, it's grounding. Grounding allows passion to deepen instead of burn out. Listen to this: you might feel moments where you suddenly trust yourself more than external signs, where you don't need confirmation to know you're on the right path, and your heart needs this right now because self-trust is the final key. The universe doesn't need you to believe harder, it needs you to listen better. Don't scroll, because there may still be moments of doubt, flashes of old fears whispering that something could go wrong, and your heart needs this right now because fear doesn't disappear before alignment, it loses power after alignment settles. Courage doesn't mean absence of fear, it means fear no longer drives your choices. Listen to this: the closer you get, the more ordinary your days may feel. And don't scroll, because sacred things often arrive quietly, disguised as normal moments, chance conversations, unexpected timing that only makes sense afterward. Your heart needs this right now because you've been conditioned to expect love to arrive with intensity, but real love arrives with steadiness. Listen to this: the universe has been teaching you how to be okay in uncertainty without collapsing into anxiety, and that skill is what allows you to recognize the right connection without trying to control it. Don't scroll, because control blocks alignment, trust invites it. Listen to this: you may feel drawn to routines that ground you, morning walks, quiet music, journaling, prayer, or simply sitting with yourself, and your heart needs this right now because grounding practices anchor you in the present, where alignment happens. The universe doesn't meet you in worry, it meets you in presence. Listen to this. There may be moments where you realize you're no longer afraid of being alone, not because you don't want connection, but because you trust yourself, and don't scroll, because that trust is what allows partnership without dependency. The universe aligns people who can stand alone and choose each other freely. Listen to this. You might feel a growing sense of neutrality toward past connections, no anger, no longing, just understanding, and your heart needs this right now because neutrality means the emotional charge has dissolved. You can't carry old charges into new spaces. Don't scroll, because the secret address you're approaching exists in a space of emotional clarity, mutual effort, and shared direction, and your inner world is finally matching that frequency. Listen to this. There will be moments soon where timing feels almost too perfect, where conversations flow without effort, where things line up without pushing, and your heart needs this right now because ease is the universe's confirmation. Effortless doesn't mean careless, it means aligned. Don't scroll, because this phase isn't about dramatic movement, it's about internal readiness solidifying, trust becoming stable, fear loosening its grip. Listen to this. The universe isn't asking you to do more, it's asking you to stay aligned with who you've become. Your heart needs this right now because becoming is what opens doors, not chasing. If you feel steadier reading this, if your breath feels deeper, if your chest feels lighter, that's not imagination, that's resonance, your inner world recognizing truth. Don't scroll, because everything you've been experiencing lately, the calm, the clarity, the emotional shedding, the stronger boundaries, they're all pointing in the same direction, and the universe is guiding you carefully, intentionally, and with purpose toward what's meant to meet you when you're ready. Don't scroll, stay right here, because if you've reached this part it means something inside you is still open, still listening, still willing to receive, and this message is for you. Your heart needs this right now more than you may want to admit, so take a breath and let your body relax, because what the universe is revealing in this part is the truth behind why everything has felt so strangely quiet and intense at the same time. Listen to this. Don't scroll. You may have noticed that lately your life feels less chaotic but more meaningful, like the noise has turned down and your inner voice has turned up, and your heart needs this right now because that shift is not random, it's the final recalibration before alignment becomes visible. The universe always quiets the environment before revealing something important, and right now it's asking you to listen more than you speak, to feel more than you analyze, to trust more than you control. Don't scroll, because the closer you get to that secret address, the more your intuition becomes the main guide, not urgency, not fear, not comparison, and you may feel moments where you just know something without needing proof, and your heart needs this right now because that knowing is the language of alignment. Listen to this. You may be experiencing emotional waves that don't make logical sense, sudden tenderness, unexpected calm, moments of reflection that come out of nowhere, and don't scroll, because those are signs of emotional integration, your soul finishing unfinished business so it doesn't carry it forward. You're not regressing, you're completing cycles, and completion often feels like softness, not drama. Listen to this. The person you're being aligned with is also experiencing this phase, even if you don't know them yet, even if they're somewhere else living their own life, they're shedding distractions, reevaluating priorities, feeling less satisfied with surface-level connections, and your heart needs this right now because alignment happens when both paths narrow at the same time. Don't scroll, because the universe is serious about this connection, serious enough to make sure neither of you arrives half awake or emotionally unavailable. Listen to this. You may have noticed that your standards feel clearer now, not harsher, just clearer. You know what you won't accept without needing to justify it, and your heart needs this right now because clarity is compassion for your future self. Clarity prevents you from settling for what feels familiar but wrong. Don't scroll, because when you're close, the universe often removes the illusion of scarcity. You stop feeling like you have to grab onto anything that shows interest, you stop fearing missed chances, and listen to this, that freedom is not indifference, it's trust. Trust that what's meant for you will recognize you without chasing. Your heart needs this right now because desperation blocks recognition, but calm invites it. Listen to this, you may be seeing signs in subtler ways now, not constant numbers, but meaningful timing, like thinking of something and hearing it echoed back through a conversation, a song, a phrase, or a moment that feels too precise to ignore. And don't scroll, because those are confirmations woven into daily life, not meant to excite you, but to steady you. The universe shifts from spectacle to substance when alignment is near. Listen to this, the secret address you're approaching exists in a space where love doesn't feel like a performance, where you don't have to prove your worth, where effort is mutual and communication is clear, and your heart needs this right now because you've outgrown relationships that required constant translation. Don't scroll, because the person you're moving toward will meet you as an equal, not as a project, not as a challenge, not as someone to fix, and listen to this, that equality is what makes partnership sustainable. You may notice that imagining the future now feels different, not anxiety-filled, not rushed, but grounded, and your heart needs this right now because imagination shifting from fear to calm is a major sign of readiness. Listen to this, you might feel moments where you're okay not knowing the details, okay not controlling the outcome, and don't scroll, because that acceptance is not giving up, it's aligning. The universe doesn't respond to force, it responds to openness. Listen to this, there may be moments when old fears try to resurface, whispering that things don't last, that people leave, that disappointment is inevitable. And your heart needs this right now because those fears are memories, not predictions. They are echoes of survival, not indicators of the future. Don't scroll, because the closer you get, the less power those echoes have. Listen to this, you may find yourself more present in your body, enjoying simple things, feeling grounded in your routines, laughing more easily. And your heart needs this right now because presence is the state in which aligned meetings occur. The universe meets you where you are, not where you worry. Listen to this, the person you're being guided toward will feel familiar in a way that's hard to explain, not because you've known them before, but because your values align, your communication styles resonate, and your nervous systems feel safe together. And don't scroll, because safety is the foundation of love that lasts. Excitement without safety burns out, but safety allows passion to deepen. Listen to this, you may feel moments where you trust yourself more than external validation, where you don't need signs to reassure you, and your heart needs this right now because self-trust is the final confirmation. When you trust yourself, you stop second-guessing alignment. Don't scroll, because the universe doesn't need you to believe harder, it needs you to stay honest with yourself. Listen to this, the closer you get, the more ordinary your days may seem, and don't scroll, because sacred things often arrive quietly, disguised as normal moments, chance interactions, or timing that only makes sense in hindsight. Your heart needs this right now because you've been conditioned to expect love to arrive with intensity, but real love arrives with steadiness. Listen to this, the universe has been